Thank you.
Okay, thanks for that, Doc. On to you, Daryl.
Good morning, Coach. How you doing this morning?
I'm well, Daryl. How are you?
Pretty good. Nice weather outside. I'm outside talking to you. But anyway, I just want to talk about the positives from this past game and what you see going forward in MEAC play.
Yeah, a lot of positives. I can start with my kicker, Caleb. I thought Caleb did outstanding ball with his kickoffs, kicking him out the back of the end zone. We did have a bad snap on punt, but our return game was solid. I thought that I was pleased with special teams. Offense, like I said, we've been very consistent, and Walker does a great job managing the game. Our receivers are coming to their own, and then our offensive line has been consistent. So, I like the way we're trending defensively. I think is where we made the biggest improvement, primarily with our explosive plays and our rush defense. So, we've had a lot of guys playing. We've had a lot of plug and play, a lot of new faces defensively, and now these guys I think are starting to play with a little better team chemistry and a little more continuity. So I think that's why we've been playing better defensively because the guys are I guess trust each other more. The communication has improved.
Well, good luck on your break this week, and then next week you got another test. So.
Yep. Thank you, man.
You're welcome.
All right, thanks, Daryl. Nathaniel Henry Jr., Howard Sports Media, you're up.
Good morning, Coach.
Hey, good morning, Nate.
Congratulations on your victory this past weekend. Coach, having played so many young guys, what is your assessment of their play, and do you feel it would benefit the team overall moving forward?
Yes, definitely. Like I said, I've said over many times, it's about developing guys, and the only way you can develop young men and get them ready to play is by throwing them in the fire. So we do play a lot of freshmen early here. So when their number is called, it's not a culture shock for them, and they're ready to roll. So like we tell them, you got to always be prepared, always be ready for when your name is called. But again, when guys have some success, so the sky's the limit. And of course, you're always concerned a little bit when you're playing freshmen and big games and tough environments. But those two freshmen, young corners that we had that got experience, that lit a fire on them. And they're going to compete and try to get on the field, get some more playing time. So we evaluate guys every week, and they'll have opportunity to break the starting lineup. But when you get young guys opportunity to play and they excel, I think it brings up the whole morale of the team, and guys really love that.
Thank you, Coach, and good luck this weekend.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, Coach. Your final question this morning comes from Stephen Gaither. Good morning to you, Steve.
It's 2025, Lynn. Tell him to take his mute off. Do this every week.
Pump up the volume, Steve.
He had a heck of a homecoming too in Winston, I guess.
That's his voice? Okay. All right. You can put it in the chat if he wants to ask it for you, okay? All right.
No, we'll see him next week, man.
He gonna see you next week?
Yeah, he got to recover. Boy, homecoming was something, man. We got one dude can't talk, the other dude mouth leaking. I mean, these boys had a hell of a homecoming.
Okay, we're gonna give you 5 seconds, Steve. You think you can work it out? You got 5 seconds.
He typing fast, ain't he?
I'll tell you what, we'll see. We'll just hit Maurice up, and Maurice get the question to him. How's that? All right? Okay, thanks so much. Thank you, Coach. Hey, man, enjoy this week off, and we'll see you next week. Let's roll on over to find out what the big buzz is at Dell State. Fresh off their homecoming win this past Saturday, we've got Coach Deshaun Jackson standing by. Top of the morning to you, Coach. You made a lot of alums, students, and supporters real happy recently. You feeling that love in Dover?
Oh yeah, man, we feeling the love, man. It's deserving, man. I feel like I told my players this, man. They owe it to ourselves, man. We work hard enough, and we haven't won a homecoming game since 2018. So there's a lot of distractions during the week, and I'm glad my guys locked in and took care of business and put up a 70 ball, man.
Yeah, that's so good. After a series of road games, Coach, the Hornets finally returned for homecoming, and everybody got in on the action in the big 70-23 win over Southern Connecticut State. a record 709 yards total offense, 680 on 608 on the yard on the ground, Coach. Great defensive show as well. Let's talk about the win, Coach. You break it down for us.
Yeah, man, we knew going into this game, obviously, like you said, two games on the road, losing, and it was very frustrating. I told my guys it was a bad taste we had in our mouth for losing those two previous games. So we had opportunity. We was 2-0 at home, and we knew, we had to be home warriors, and we came up and we showed the world what we could do. Obviously, we've been doing some great things on the ground this year, and it transitioned over to Saturday. Defense played a lot better as well too. Penalties was a big thing we wanted to address as well. And like you said, we was able to get some young guys out there. Some freshmen was able to come in and play and made some big plays in the game as well too. Because now starting in MEAC, no telling who's going to be able to play. We got to have everybody ready. So just very impressed how the team handled business, and we showed up and showed out.
Coach, and now you get a week off, like you said, to prepare for the season that really matters, the race for the MEAC crown. And now you said 4-3 in year one of your process. Is success this early in your process evidence that the change in culture is happening in Dover as the Hornets now get ready to open the season in Durham next after on the 25th against Central, one of the hottest and historically the best teams in the MEAC?
Yes, sir. I mean, I think it's evident, man. We came in and we had a plan and we wanted to execute our plan. We felt seven games to be 4-3. We're in the plus as far as in our win percentage. So, the real season starts now. We understand that. It's great. It's the perfect time. We couldn't get a better bye than right now. I think, our team needs it. We have a few injuries as well too. So hopefully we get guys back healthy. But we're excited. We get to go down to Durham, like you said, to NC Central's homecoming. And, we're up for the challenge. We know it's going to be a tough battle, but, we're looking forward to it. And I think the guys mentally are focused and dialed in. We know it got to be one week at a time and 1-0 every week, right? And now we can't afford to lose no games because of, what our goal is and what we envision. We want to be MEAC champions. So we feel like, we're going to prove what we want, right? We're going to go take what we want as well, too, and we're going to do it a certain way. So we're going to respect the opponent like always, but we're going to detail our work and we're going to do everything we need to do to be ready for next Saturday.
Great, Coach. That's my questions. Let's hold on now. You got a slew of them coming from the media. For the media reps, use the raise hand feature. Remain muted until you're introduced, and then let's limit it to one question for Coach Jackson this morning. First up, Steve Gaither, I see your hand is still raised. You got a question? Okay, let's move on over. All right, Steve, let's move on over to Wayne Cartwright. Wayne.
Thank you, Lynn. Hey, good morning, Coach Jackson. How you doing, sir?
Hey, man, I'm good. Yourself? How you doing, Wayne?
Hey, doing well. And congrats on the win and having some video game like rushing numbers, man. That was awesome to look at.
Yes,
so now my question for you today is, you guys have done a whole lot of work to put yourselves in the mix now to be one of the players here in the MEAC. Coaches talk all the time about being sound in all three phases. Obviously, rushing the ball has been your strength of your team. But as you progress through this bye week, getting ready for next week, because I only want to focus on this bye week for you. Yeah. What are the things that you guys need to specifically work to clean up, man, and address to get yourselves ready to start this MEAC grind?
Yeah, it's a great question. Today was a bonus day for us. We're usually off on Mondays, but I gave the guys off Sunday just because it was homecoming. So we had Sunday off. We came in today, and we practiced today. The weather is raining, wind is blowing. We got this East Coast storm right now. So, guys had the mindset, man, we came out and we know we got, 2-3 days to get better here with this bye week. I'm going to give some of the guys, time off. But, we just need to work on execution, all three phases of the football game. I think in our eyes, we're a hell of a run team. We understand that, even when teams know that, they still load the box on us and we still are able to be successful in the run game. I'm challenging my guys in the pass game as well. I'm challenging my defense. I'm challenging my special teams. What we'll continue to do, and if we need to clean up, we'll clean up. But, however we go with football, we'll do. If it's going to be run for 400 yards, we're going to do it to our best of our ability. So, that's just how I look at it. And, we're going to continuously challenge ourselves and do things we need to do to win football games.
All right, Coach Jackson, appreciate you as always. And best to you on this bye week. We'll talk next week.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, Wayne, on to you now, James Hill.
Hey, Coach, congratulations on that victory. How are you this morning?
Hey, bro, I'm good to yourself, man. How you doing this morning, James?
I'm blessed. I'm blessed. When you put together a program, talk a little bit about the journey. A lot of people want to be king of the hill, but to get there, there's certain things that have to take place, and you guys have been able to do that, and the fruits of your labor is showing. The 70 piece. Guys are working together. Just talk about this culture in the Hornets way as you guys continue to march forward and you go into MEAC play.
Yeah, I mean, man, for me, since day one, man, I had a goal, I had a vision. And anytime you come into a scenario and a situation where it's unfamiliar, right? It's only going to be certain ways that you're going to be able to accomplish your goal, regardless. In life, I look at starting a business, raising a child. I mean, teaching somebody how to do something for the first time, right? It's characteristics and it's principles to accomplish what you want to accomplish, regardless of what it is, right? And there's no way that you can skip steps, right? And that's what we understand, and we realized that, and we knew it was going to be a challenge. We knew we had to get the right, personnel in, to Dover to get, to change this thing around a lot faster. We was able to accomplish that. We was able to accomplish that a lot faster than people probably thought. So with the work and at hand, we know in order to be successful, right, we have to be disciplined, right? We have to be physical, right? We have to be well conditioned, right? We have to cut, the mistakes down. And I think the challenge that's been presented to our players, man, everybody's took it on their chin, with the standard, and everybody to a man has been held to that high standard. And I feel like, in order for us to have the success right away, man, people had to take the constructive criticism. And, that's what you're seeing right now. Guys are being uncomfortable. They're being put in uncomfortable situations because it's not about what you're going to do when you're comfortable. I say that all the time. It's about what are you going to do when you're not comfortable, right? When you're not feeling well. And I think as a man and as a university as a whole, everybody's held that standard, man. And you're seeing guys are believing in it, they're buying into it, and they're trusting the process. And that's how we're able to, have the success early on because, I tip my hat off to my coaching staff as well too, man. We're putting these guys in unfamiliar situations, and they're coming out being very comfortable. So that's how we have our success here.
Congratulations, Coach, and continued success.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you.
Okay, thanks, James. On to you now from HBCU Sports, Chris Stevens.
Hey, Coach, how are you?
Hey, man. How you doing, Chris? I'm good.
Pretty good. Just with the scheduling part of it, how good is it to get this homecoming win out of the way? And as a former Delaware State alum, nobody knows better about the homecoming shenanigans than myself. Just how important was it to kind of get these guys, get that out of the way, have the fun during the week, still show up on Saturday, play a really good football game. Then you have a bye and then be able to prepare for Central. How does that help you as you get ready for MEAC play?
Man, it's rejuvenating, man. And like you said, you know firsthand, it was a lot of distractions we were dealt with last week. It was a lot of things that was presented to us, and I'm accustomed to something different. I don't understand. I don't say I don't understand. I wasn't familiar with the HBC homecoming, and man, I would tell I was partaking in. It was a concert on Thursday night. I was out there with our players, because at the end of the day, as long as we get our work done, we're gonna go have a little fun. But I just had to make sure, hey, make sure y'all butts is in the bed by the curfew, right? But man, honestly, man, this is an experience that I had to experience, man. I enjoyed it. I would tell you that first and foremost. On Saturday after the game, I've never seen a packed school, man, where it was about 30,000 plus people all partying, playing music. And I'm looking at some of my players. I'm like, boy, y'all lucky we just won that game. So for me, man, I gotta say, man, I honestly, I am glad that it's over and done with. We experienced it, we had fun, and now we're on to the next. We're into a week where we can still prepare, we can still work, and we still got some time to get some guys back that are injured. And it's gonna be well needed going into that NC Central game because we understand NC Central is one of the top teams in the MEAC. And for us to be who we want to be, we got to go in there and disrupt their homecoming. So let the distractions be on them. we gonna be focused and we're going to be ready to go. So I'm glad our homecoming is over. Hopefully they get some distractions because we're going to need it.
All right. Thanks, Coach. Best of luck. Enjoy your bye week.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Chris.
Great. Doc Holliday, you're up.
Doc Holliday, HBC Overdrive. Coach Jackson, how you doing today?
I'm good, Doc. What's going on, brother?
I'm good. Congratulations on your
Can I get a
homecoming
few of them
win.
hats? I need a few of them hats before the question come. You got all them hats on the wall, dog.
Hey man, I used to work at Liz, so I customize my own hats and everything. But going into the game, man, you got the top rushing offense in the MEAC and pretty much all of FCS football. But give us the working, the inner workings of having Clinton Portis as the running backs coach on your team.
Man, I think that's our difference maker right now, man. He's coaching these running backs up to a different level, man. I think from a perspective of really being able to visualize it and see it before it happens, man, he does a great job of, the trajectory of how a run may hit. When you're coming out, before you make your press on the hole, you may have a cutback, you may be front side, it may be straight downhill. So I mean, he's implementing so much into these running backs, man, where, when you get in the midst of a game, you're seeing some of these cutbacks and some of these runs these guys are making. It's from the vision side of it. Now you have up front, you have the line where Coach Eugene Chung is making sure that these guys are fitting up and making sure they're getting to their guys as well, too. So I think as a philosophy and as a whole, you have individuals taking the coaching, right? You have them not only taking the coaching, they're going out and implementing the coaching into the field as well too. So, I mean, as a head coach, man, you love to see it when you have guys, sit there during the week and practice it, and then they get to the game, and then the practice becomes successful because you're seeing them trust, what the coaching is doing. So, in our eyes, man, we're going to continue to trust one another. We're going to continue to lean on in each other. We understand that it's starts up front in the trenches, man, and those guys up front, man, they're doing a hell of a job of making sure that their running backs and their quarterbacks are running sky free.
All right. I'll make sure I'll give you this LA hat right here, man.
Oh, that's hard. I need it, man. Hey, come on now. We got dreads too, man, so I think it fit. It's gonna fit perfect.
I got you, man. Appreciate you.
Yes, sir. Much love.
All right, thanks, Doc. On to you now, Darryl Duvall.
Coach, congratulations on your big win.
Hey, thanks, Darryl. Yes,
you're welcome. Hey, I just want to say, first of all, once you go to an HBCU homecoming, it's like going from, I'm an Apple person, from Samsung to Apple. You don't go back.
You ain't doing them Androids no more, huh? No more Androids.
No. That's the quick way to get these kids to change over, these Afro-American. But anyway, you had 2 turnovers this past last game. So what's the next focus on heading into the conference play? Discipline, execution, tempo?
Yeah, I mean, just all 3 phases of the game, man. We understand, turnovers can't be in our play. I think we had a few turnovers as well too. So as long as we could win the turnover battle, I don't expect my guys to be perfect, but I think this past week, I think we was +1 in the turnover battle. So as long as we can win the battle or even down the playing field is what I expect. Discipline is something that I've been encouraging. We cleaned it up. I think we only have maybe 1 personal foul this week as well too. So, in all hindsight, man, we have to be even keel. We have to stay even. We have to understand, it's hard enough to win football games in college football. So, we just got to do. We can't outbeat ourselves. We can't work all this hard to go back to, redirect anything to make it hurt us from winning any game. So that's my perspective. Our players understand that. And when they do make those bonehead mistakes, they will pay for it. That's in life. When you make mistakes, you have to pay for it. So we're going to continuously go out there and make sure we clean up the discipline. We're going to clean up the penalties, and we're going to play hard. We're going to be well conditioned. We're going to try to always bring the physical punch in the battle to our opponent and not sit back and be delivered to us. So as long as we have that mindset, man, I think sky's the limits for this team.
Well, good luck on your. I look forward to seeing that game next weekend. You in North Carolina State and North Carolina Central. I'm sorry, North Carolina Central. So, but good luck on practicing this week.
Okay, thank you, man.
Thanks for that, Darryl. On to you now, Dwayne Nash.
Morning, Coach. How you doing?
Hey, Dwayne, I'm doing good, brother.
All right, I'm gonna piggyback off of Doc's question here a little bit. This running back room is very talented. How do you keep that running back room happy with carries week in, week out? Because it seems like it's almost a different dude every week that if he doesn't lead the team in rushing, he's getting a significant amount of carries and actually producing that particular week.
Man, yeah, it's challenging, man. As a head coach, it's challenging. I think it's challenging as an offensive coordinator. I think Clint Portis has the toughest job. He's interchanging these running backs, and this past week I wanted to see one of the running backs, and he was like, "Coach, you can't do that, Coach. I got my rotation and my reps how I want." I said, the end of the day, I'm the head coach, so yes, I can do that. But man, it's a happy medium, man. We go out there and like we really feel like at any given time, man, we got whoever's gonna be there, man. They're gonna be a home run hitter, man. They're gonna make the blocks, they're gonna make the reads, they're gonna run the ball, they're gonna be team players, and it's an unselfish room, man. All them guys are capability of being a home run hitter and making a difference in the backfield. So you never know who you're gonna get a dose of, man. And I think that's a plus and that's a perk for us to have on our offense.
After almost 800 yards of offense, you guys need some rest. Get some rest this week, coach.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Good. Great point, Dwayne. Hey, Ray Rogers, how are you this morning? You're up.
Hey, what's going on, Coach?
Right.
Good
Hey,
morning.
What's going on, Ray? What's going on, bro?
I'm good, my guy. I asked you about Brian Bates last week, leading tackler in the MEAC, and he was the only player at MEAC Media Day that said, man, I'm looking at these other teams. I'm ready to hit something. So,
Yeah.
like, MEAC players finally here. How's he going to help lead your team into that game at Central after the bye?
Man, we excited about MEAC play, man. All season we feel like, these games was gonna get us warmed up and get us ready to go into MEAC play because we understand our goal and our mindset. It hasn't been a championship here since I think 2007. That's too long. The overdrought, the overdue, whatever you want to call it, is overdue. We know it's gonna be a challenge. We know we're gonna play some tough teams, but we feel like all the teams we played, it got us warmed up and got us ready to go. Every week we'll be dialed in, we'll be ready to compete, we'll be ready to put our best foot forward, and we're just excited to see what the outcome is going to be. I think everybody feels confident and comfortable that the work we put out so far is definitely deserving of us to go out there and handle business like we know we can do, right? So we shown what we could do. Now it's time for the nitty gritty to get on now, man. We looking forward and we not ducking no spoke. I just want to remind everybody, what the predictions were before the season. We still feeling how we feeling, and we ready for it. So I hope y'all understand that. I'm unpolitically, whatever you want to call it. This what it is, man. We gonna take it for what it's worth, man. We ready for sure. Unapologetic. That's what it is. Unapologetic. We ain't apologizing because everybody predicted us to be skunk bottom last. So just remember that. All y'all folks or whoever did it, just remember it. We ready. We want the smoke.
Hey, that wasn't me, bro, but I'm glad y'all proving it wrong. Hey, good luck, man.
Good show, brother. Yes, sir.
Thanks, Ray. Andy Walker. Andy Walter, it's on you.
Hey, Coach, how are you?
Hey, Andy, what's going on, man? I'm good, yourself.
Hey, just talk a little bit about James Jones and the season he's had, and is this kind of what you pictured when you brought him in?
I'm frustrated with James Jones, man. He had 3 carries for 158 yards and he took himself out the game before halftime. That boy could have had 300 plus. Nah, man, James Jones, man, he's a very intriguing individual, man. Very hard runner. And I know if he was right, he would have stayed in that game. But he was dealing with a tightness in the hamstring, so it was only smart for him to take himself out. As much as I'm mad at him, but man, yeah, he's showed up and showed out, man. It's a great addition to have a guy like that. He makes us tremendously better. So I'm excited for his success here in MEAC play for sure.
Thanks.
Yes, sir.
All right. Final question for you this morning. Coach comes from Ernest Ricks.
How you doing, Coach?
Hey, Ernest, I'm good. What's going on, man?
I'm doing well, Coach. Congratulations on the great win. And we can see, Coach, that your confidence is, rising. I'm pretty sure it was high already, but it's rising. Is that across the board for all your players? Are they feeling that same confidence? And the other question is about the passing game. What are some of those challenges in the passing game that you're seeing?
I mean, yeah, the confidence is always rising, man. I understand, our players feed off of, as coaches. So we have to set the tone, set the energy from day one. That's what we do, and that's what we bring to practice in our meetings on the field. Everything we do is high energy, and these players feeding off of us. As far as the passing game, it's been an area that hasn't been the most productive. We understand that we're working tremendously day in and day out to clean it up and do what we need to do for it to be where I feel like it's productive. You know, and at the end of the day, man, I don't care how we win games. If it's running the ball, passing the ball, whatever it's going to take to win a football game, that's what we're going to do. Right? We're going to do what we do well. We're going to continue to get better, and the things we need to clean up, we'll clean up. But you know, we're going to take it all in for what it's worth. And you know, we're going to put our work in, and we're going to detail it up, and then we're going to go out whenever the game day is presented to us. We're going to go out and compete at a high level and have fun doing it.
Awesome. Congratulations again, Coach. Have a good one.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, media reps. Coach, thanks so much. I hope you have a great rest of the week off, and we'll get you next week as you're in full prep mode for your first foray into MEAC conference play. See you next week, okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you, man. I appreciate you.
All right. Dell State is off for the rest of the week, and then they'll begin to prep for next week's game as they travel for homecoming down to Durham to play the North Carolina Central Eagles. That's going to be Saturday, October 25th. In Durham, 1 p.m. kickoff on ESPN+. Now let's roll on over to Norfolk to check in with the leader of the Spartan Legion, Norfolk State head football coach, Michael Vick. Coach Vick, how are you this morning?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
Doing good, Coach, doing good. Last Saturday, the Green and Gold hit the road down south to Spartanburg against Wofford of the Southern Conference. And the Spartans came out of halftime and they tied the game at 14-all, and then Wofford took the lead at the end of the third quarter, and they went on to win 31-14. On the day, two areas you focused on last week were improved. Only one turnover, only 6 penalties, and the young Spartans had, 2 takeaways by your young defense. Great improvements, but as you close the books on the non-conference portion of the season, what do you expect to see now? Take us through this game Saturday, and let's look ahead to.
Yeah, just moving forward, you know, thank God we got an opportunity to still go compete for a championship. So I think what we have to do now is just look back at everything that's happened in our body of work, you know, what works, what don't work, and in all areas, and so, you know, from a player's perspective and a coach's perspective, just paying attention to the details now, and, you know, how we got to proceed moving forward. Is going to be very important. You know, this week, these next 2 weeks are going to be invaluable for game planning, and you know, just getting ready to go out and compete really, really hard for a MEAC championship.
Coach, at 1-6 now this week, and you've played so much ball, Coach, and now as a head coach, in prep for your first taste of MEAC football and the race for the Celebration Bowl, you've done it as a pro, where you've had preseason, and then you've got to get ready for the real season. This is, I guess that's your comparison. But coming into your first game in MEAC play is going to be your homecoming game, and the defending champs calling. Is that additional motivation? Does that provide you any additional problems? You tell us about this upcoming opponent.
Yeah, I think, you know, it's definitely motivation when you got the champs coming in your backyard, especially on your homecoming. You know, that scenario within itself is something that you get up for. And so, you know, while I know our players that get up for it, as coaches, we gotta feel that same energy, and we gotta match it. But you know, to go out and win a football game of that magnitude, it's gonna take an unbelievable focus. And I think we committed to that focus. Like in college football, you don't get a chance to have a preseason. So just figuring this out, you know, what everybody does well, what we don't do well, and you know, how we can come out with our best, you know, 5 weeks of best game plans to put the guys in the best position to just use their talents and go try to win one.
Okay, Coach, hold on. We've got some questions from the media reps. Wayne Cartwright's first. Wayne, you're up.
Thank you, Lynn. Coach Vick, how are you this morning?
Good. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. So I said last couple times on my show, I've talked about how talented your group is, but obviously execution wise has not been there, and situational things have not been there. But with that being said, you guys got new life now where you guys get to wipe the slate and start MEAC play. So this week, I'm only asking you about this week on the bye week.
Yeah.
All right. So with all those things that I mentioned, what is the speech? What is the mentality? What is the whole approach that you're going to undertake this week to get your guys focused on the opportunity that's still at hand?
Yeah, I talked to my guys this morning, and we got a game plan that we feel collectively, that's players and coaches, are going to give us a better opportunity moving forward. That's what we're hoping. And so while we iron down the details, I feel like for me as a coach, this is probably my most important week in terms of how things are handled. Going back and taking a look at what actually happened, using the last 7 games as a preseason, so to speak, and then here's how we make our adjustments and versus our opponents, because we gotta watch them as well. So as a leader of this team, is important that I make the right decisions and get us down there.
Coach Vic, appreciate you, sir. Enjoy the bye week, and we'll talk next week.
All right, thank you.
Okay, Coach, the next question comes from James Hill.
Good morning, Coach. How's it going?
I'm doing great. Thank you. How y'all
Awesome.
doing?
Pretty good. Talk a
Also
little.
great, but it could be better.
Oh yeah. Talk a
Still
little.
how about good? Go
My
ahead.
man. Talk a little bit about the journey. Everybody wants to be the king of the hill. Everybody wants, the success, but it's about the road to get there, the character, the grind, the commitment, all the good stuff that you go through that builds that up. Talk a little bit about that for the Spartans and so far putting a program together and looking for W's and even being better than the record may indicate.
Yeah, I think the cool part, about this, man, is that, I wouldn't change anything that's happened to us up until this point. I think we've learned so much about ourselves, about our team, about the culture that we're trying to bring together. And sometimes, you step into these situations and, you're dealing with players of all different emotions, and it comes from a lot of different places. But to be able to harness that, you got to play close attention, and you got to see who gives maximum effort versus who doesn't. You got to see who's bought in versus who not. And so, you got to, as you figure it out, as you fine tune that, you appreciate it from my perspective. I know, I'm probably having the most fun in my life since playing football. It's just from making decisions, and whether it's an easy decision or a tough decision. I'm enjoying what's actually happening in real time and gaining the experience. And so as we turn it around, it's gonna get greater later. It's gonna feel a lot better that we've experienced this, and hopefully to never experience what we've been through again, because adversity is real, so we got to deal with it. I got to help them deal with it, in whatever way it's coming, and show them that it's not how you start, it's how you finish in life in general. So it's good teaching moments going on right now, and I appreciate it so much. And I got to continue to, search for the right wisdom and understanding to impart, to instill in them, to keep us going, to keep us rolling, keep us motivated.
Thank you, Coach. Continued success, and we appreciate what you're doing for HBCU football and for everyone in the 7 cities. Thank you so much.
Thank you. It was a blessing. Appreciate you.
Great question, James. On to you now, Doc Holliday.
Doc Holliday with HBCU Overdrive. How you doing today, Coach Vic?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm doing good. First and foremost, I can't believe I'm saying Coach Vic instead of being a fanboy. But going into the game,
Yeah, I'm still getting used to it.
But going into this bye week, what are some things you want to try to do to try to jumpstart your running game and try to get Kayvon King and Xavier Evans a little bit more spark for conference play?
Yeah, I think Kayvon, one of our trusted leaders, I'm looking forward to Kayvon putting the team on his back, down the stretch. Amazing moments that these guys have in front of him, and Kayvon understands what's in front of him. He wants to finish strong, but obviously that's going to be predicated on how we block up front. And so we got to be attention to detail. We got to be disciplined. We got to have different attitude going into conference play. And so we've got a taste of what works and what doesn't, things that we can do better. And I think Kayvon and the X got to be in on exactly everything that happens with the continuity up front. So it's going to be a big week to just figure out who we are and how we move forward.
All right, Coach, good luck. We'll see you next week.
Thank you.
Thank you, Doc. Darryl Duvall, you're on.
Coach, good morning. This is Daryl Duvall from Power U Sports, man. I would say, how you doing this morning, Coach?
Doing great.
You're doing great. Hey, I
That's
was
good.
going to ask you about your experience, how the experience of being your first year coach, but I would say, I wanted to say, change that up and say, how has your experience made a difference in these kids playing, and I'm even going to say on and off the field, but really showcasing it on the field?
Yeah, I feel like in moments and spurts they play inspired football. Most important for the last couple of weeks has been about how we conduct ourselves in the off the field. Academics is extremely important, and I had to put football aside for a second for this team because we was failing in other areas, and when you fail in other areas, that's probably far more important than football. It just don't all come together. So I'm real well-roundedness is what we're working on right now. They've bought into that. I have them do, certain homework assignments for me, just as for accountability, for discipline, to know, why we, trying to become better on the field. And from a football standpoint, is helping, our discipline, away from the game. Getting up, going to class, going to study hall, getting those hours when you're supposed to, checking in with your advisors, making sure that the curriculums are done, looking at your syllabus, like little things like that that I see that translates to the type of football team we've displayed. So, cleaning that up and working on that, and we got an extra week to focus on football and life, or life and football, and then we get to go try to win us a championship. And so, we understand, we got a great opportunity in front of us, and we had a long conversation on Saturday after the game as to how we gonna move forward, and the things is gonna happen moving forward. So we all on the same page, man. We just got to continue to pull together, which is most important.
Well, good luck, man. Like I said, you being there is going to help them kids take it to the next level, man.
Absolutely. They ready for it. They ready. Getting there. They getting there.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Darryl. Ray Rogers, Urban Sports Team coach.
My bad. I was coming on mute. Good morning, Coach.
Good morning. How you doing?
I'm good, bro. I hope you are well because when you were hired, obviously the potential was there, the area, you being home, the talent that comes out the area, but you going through a lot of adversity. There's rumors about your coaching staff, like you just said, you face off the field issues. How are you handling all this, and how are you kind of maintaining your own mental health and staying strong through it, and how you get it, moving in a more positive direction?
Yeah, by keeping it real, and looking at the situations for what they really are. If you're hearing rumors, you're hearing rumors for a reason, right? Like we don't sugarcoat it. Like we don't, like I tell my team and I tell my coaches, I don't play football. I really play football. And so when it comes down to it, I'm gonna look at everything that's happening, and my job as the leader of this team is to be super observant, be critical of myself first, and then let that spread throughout. And then I gotta decisions. I gotta always make tough decisions, and I'm learning that very early. So look, I'm getting the reps right now. It's not the easiest thing to go through, but I understand what it takes, and it's my job to keep everybody in a good mental health state. From an emotional standpoint, because it's not easy when you're losing tough ones, you're losing close ones, and then it's a blowout here and a disappointment there. It's like, okay, now I gotta be what I signed up for, a head coach, a leader, you know what I'm saying? And so, not losing sight of that, and still feeling confident and knowing what we can bring to the table. The kids, my guys, they inspire me because I know how bad they want it. So when I look in their eyes, I see a reflection of me, and then here we go. Let's go get it. Keep going.
Well, congrats. And you've overcome a lot of adversity, and I believe that, you can weather this storm too. So good luck moving forward. Appreciate you.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, Ray. The final question for you this morning, Coach, comes from Dwayne Nash. Dwayne.
Hey, good morning, Coach. How are you?
How you doing, Dwayne?
I'm doing pretty good. And yourself?
I'm doing great. Thank
you. Quick question. How do you keep your team motivated after this first half of the season, going into the second half of the season, to make sure to let them know that, hey, we still got a whole lot of football left to play?
Yeah, we stay motivated by looking at what's in front of us. Obviously trying to implement, some form of change that they can see, can be consistent and align with the vision of what we set out to do from day one, and that was the go try to win the MEAC championship. We can't lose sight of that. That has to be the common goal, and if anybody has given up on that, I think their vision didn't align with what we set out to do from our first team meeting. So it's about getting together, understanding what needs to happen moving forward, how we gonna do it, and how we gonna be competitive and not give the game away, and know that we can compete with anybody on any given week. So just ready to try to continue to hold guys to a higher standard and push harder.
All right, thanks, Coach. Get some rest this week.
All right, thank you. We will.
Okay, Coach Vic, thanks so much for your time this morning. That's it for all of us. Enjoy your week off and get ready for homecoming. We'll see you next week, okay?
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Norfolk State is going to be off this week, but returns to action Saturday, October 25th for homecoming against South Carolina State at Dick Price Stadium in Norfolk, Virginia. It's going to be a 2 p.m. kickoff on ESPN+. As a matter of fact, we're going to go on down to Orangeburg, South Carolina to get up with the Bulldogs. Our next interview is going to be with the head Bulldog himself, Coach Chennis Berry. Good morning to you, Coach Berry.
Good morning, sir. How you doing today?
Man, good. It seemed like an old-fashioned MEAC rivalry game in Greensboro this past Saturday. I mean, homecoming, sellout, the Aggies were ready. They had the Dogs down early, but somehow, some way, you scored 2 TDs in the fourth quarter. Your defense comes up with 3 turnovers and great effort to salt this one away, and you come home with a, 22-16 road win. Take us back to the action from your perspective.
First of all, to God be the glory, man. We found a way to win another football game, and that's what it's all about at the end of the day. If anybody knows anything about our program, it's about going 1-0, however it looks. But that brought us together as a football team, honestly, because, we always talk about our theme for the year is hold the rope. When adversity strikes, who's going to hold the rope? And when we went in at halftime, we were down. And, guys looked at each other and knew we were a better football team than what we showed in that first half. And they came out in the second half, man, because last time I checked, man, the game of football was 60 minutes, not 30. So, I told those guys, let's focus on the next 30, control the controllables. And they came out in the second half. But I thought our defense, they played outstanding the whole game. Our defense was hard to deal with. They played really, really good ball. Our special teams did some good things. Offensively, we were up and down. But the second half, we got it really rolling, and we did some of the things that we thought we were could have done in the first half. So all in all, we're grateful to be sitting here 1-0 and getting ready to go into the off week and try to get healthy, try to get better, and find a way to get in the MEAC play the right way.
Okay, Coach. So now here you sit 1-0 after last Saturday, but 4-3 overall. And you rest, you rehab, and game plan for the tough slate of games that we call the MEAC conference schedule that will chart the course for the MEAC crown and the Celebration Bowl. You've done it before. The first one is next Saturday, the 25th, actually. And that's going to be, in Norfolk. What will it take for the Bulldogs to be successful on the 25th over a Michael Vick team that seems just about ready to put it all together?
Just winning the day for us, man. It's about going 1-0 every day. We're focusing on, first of all, we got to take care of us. It's never really about the opponent. We're going to respect all opponents, but it's about us, cleaning up us, man. We got to get healthy this off week, really focus on some self-scouts, kind of who are we, what are we known for, what do we do well, what do we do not so well in this first half of the stretch, man, and just, continue to focus on the main thing. The main thing is the main thing. Find a way to go 1-0, and our team will be ready to do that. Discipline, integrity, God, dedication, effort, execution, pride. That's dig deep. That's our program. That's what we're all about. That's our culture, and that's what we'll be. No doubt about it.
All right. Those are my setup questions, Coach. We got some tough ones coming from people like Chris Stevens and those. So they're going to use the raise hand feature, and then we'll light them up, and they'll shoot them at you. So, Chris, you're on.
I don't know if it's going to be a tough one, but Coach, how you doing this morning?
Hey, good morning, man. How you doing today?
Pretty good. obviously you get through your non-conference schedule relatively in good health and good shape, kind of unscathed a bit. 4-3 isn't a bad record, and obviously the ones that really count start next week. What's your overall assessment of this team heading into this bye? And what's the one thing, if you could pinpoint one thing you'd like this team to improve on ahead of the Norfolk State game, what would it be?
Well, for us, we're exactly what God had us to be. We're exactly where we're supposed to be. We had a tough non-conference slate, man. We played some of the top teams in America. Those first, I'm not talking about HBCU, I'm talking about in all of America. So, we played some good ball against some good teams, and we played there was times you watch us, man, you look like, man, that's a really good football team, man. But we are a really good football team still. But our thing right now, just focusing on us, a lot of what I call sins, man, those self-inflicted negatives. We got to clean those up. And I just met with my staff. We had a staff meeting this morning and just talked about this week. We're just going to focus on fundamentals, footwork, all the things, hat placement, all the eye discipline, all the stuff that really comes back to you in the end of the day. So, that's our focus, just working on us. And we want to get healthy. Obviously, we played 7 straight games against some of the opponents we played. We're probably banged up, which most teams are. And a lot of guys are taking a lot of snaps, but we played a lot of guys as well. And the reason we were very intentional about the first half of the season, because we wanted to play a lot of guys. And those that know, obviously, we're a fairly new team. We had 1 returning starter on offensive lineman. We had 2 returning starters on defense, a defensive lineman and a DB. And all in all, these are new guys out there going out and trying to execute our plans. So we're excited. We're grateful where we are. We're encouraged. We got a good football team, guys believing in that locker room, coaches believing, and we're exactly where we're supposed to be as we head into the second half of the season when it all counts. Fall in love with the process of going 1-0 every day.
Thanks for your time as always, Coach. Enjoy your bye.
Thank you, man. Good seeing you. Take care.
All right. Coach James Hill is up next with a question for you.
Hey, Coach, I hope you and everyone in Orangeburg are well. How are you?
We're well. Thanks for asking, man. Hope you're well.
Thank you so much. The big 3, as it were, the offense, the defense, and the special teams. Take us through those 3 phases of the game, if you will, with South Carolina State. What you see so far as you move into MEAC play?
Well, defense been playing good all year, man. You watch our defense. Playing really well, especially up front. I mean, we're playing about 8 to 10 guys up front, and they can hunt with the best of them. And they're really, really good up front. Our linebackers are playing really good football, man. Our linebackers, we play about 4 of those guys. They're flying around. They're being great communicators, making sure. For me, it's about effective communication, not just communicating, because sometimes that can be poor communication. So they're doing a great job in our back end, man. We got some really good guys. We're playing about 8, 9 guys in the back end on purpose. We're doing this very intentional about where we want to be defensively at this moment. And special teams has gotten better. We always talk about, are you being a fountain or are you being a drain? Well, there's some time in this season that special team has been a drain. But lately, they've been a fountain. So they were winning the field position battle. We're doing a great job getting the ball through the uprights. We're doing a great job of pinning people deep, winning the field position battle in the punt game. So, and then we've had some good things we've done all our kicking units. Then offensively, it's like we're hitting strides where we're looking really, really good. And there's strides where, we're having a lot of what we call self-inflicted negatives. So we just got to clean that up, going down the stretch and build that chemistry as we continue to get into MEAC play when it all matters, man. Just trying to find a way to go 1-0 every single day.
All right, Coach. Thank you so much. Have a blessed week.
Thank you. Take care.
So now, James, on to you now, Dwayne Nash.
Good morning, Coach. How you doing?
Mr. Nash, how you doing today, sir? I don't have you anymore, sir. You're on mute.
Dwayne.
Sorry about that. I hit the button twice.
Okay.
Coach, I had to go back to what Coach Oliver referred to a little bit earlier as it pertains to the game that happened in Greensboro. I had to reflect on what I asked of you last week. You did take it a little easy on my Aggies, and I thank you for that.
Gotcha, man.
Coming into the season, expectations for the Bulldogs were rooted in what this team did last year. If you look at what their team is doing right now, based versus what your team did last year, you're not beating teams with the point differential as you were last year. And I actually just saw something on TD just a few minutes ago where the question was, what is South Carolina State football? Coach, can you ask that question of what this team is or what it's looking like, in your opinion, as you're preparing to move into conference play in a week or two?
New team, new season, whole bunch of different guys. But guess what? The mission doesn't change, 1-0. So regardless of how it looks, whether we win by 100 or win by 1, we accomplish the victory, accomplish the mission, man. That's really what it's all about, man. So, nobody really was expecting us to do a thing a year ago, and we took care of business. And regardless of what people are expecting now, at the end of the day, it's about the team. And the team is really encouraged. The team is really locked in. A lot of new faces. Guys are making some plays, man. If you look at our football team, when you watch some film, you look at a team that plays with outstanding effort, outstanding accountability. They play hard. They play fast. They play physical. We're a physical football team. So we're exactly where we're supposed to be at the halfway point of the season. And we love where we are. At the end of the day, we got to get healthy. We got to play good, inspiring football on all three phases. Nothing changes for us. We got to play well on offense. All right, got to play well on defense. Special team, got to be able to run the football, got to be able to stop the run, and we got to be able to win the field position battle. So for us, every week it comes down to 4 key categories. All right, win the effort battle. That has nothing to do with talent. Win the penalty battle. Win the explosive battle. Win the turnover battle. And most of the year, we've won those battles. So at the end of the day, we do that. We feel like we put ourselves in a chance to win a football game. So we love where we are at this point in the season.
All right. Thanks so much, Coach. Get some rest this week.
Oh, absolutely. We need it. No doubt. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Dwayne. Coach, final question for you this morning comes from Daryl Duvall.
Good morning, Coach. How you doing today?
Daryl, how you doing today, sir?
Pretty good. Again, this is Daryl Duvall from Power Youth Sports. I just want to ask, what was the locker room message post-game after finishing drives and protecting the football after this game?
Oh, man. It's about, hey, we always give God the glory as soon as we come in the locker room. That's the first thing we do. We celebrate as a team, and we have a good time, man. At the end of the day, man, we came together as a team, man. When you look at a game like that, we going into hostile territory, old MEAC rival, as we know, South Carolina State, A&T. They weren't going to give us anything, and Coach Gibb had his team ready to go, man, but we had to go take it. And we didn't start the first half offensively. I'm going to refer to that because defense was playing some ball like we wanted to start. But, guys, we looked at each other at halftime, man. We said, you know what, guys, 30 more minutes in this game. Let's do what we know we're capable of doing. And we did that, man. And ultimately, at the end of the day, I thought our team, that was a good team win. When we talk about team wins, those are more important than anything. And people don't know this. This is the first time in my whole entire career, my head coaching career, because I've been doing this now for 32 seasons. But my head coaching career, this is the first time we've ever had to come down from 2 scores and win a football game. Now, like the guy alluded to earlier, most of the time we've been up, but we had to come down from 2 scores. And that's never happened in my time as a head coach, whether it be here or the last institution. So us to come back and win a game down 2 scores, that really brings us together as a team. So we're clicking at the right time. And I think I like our chances as we go down the stretch.
Well, good luck, Coach. Thank you very much.
God bless you. Thank you. Take care.
Okay, Coach, that's it for us for this week. Now you get a chance to just go back to work and do your game planning, your rehabbing, and all the other stuff that comes with a good week off. So we're going to let you go and get back to that, and we'll see you next week. But for all of you, South Carolina State is off this week. But when they get back in action, it will be in Norfolk, Virginia, as the guests for Norfolk State's homecoming. And that's going to be Saturday, October 25th at Dick Price Stadium for 2 p.m. kickoff on ESPN+. Okay, now let's head on over to Baltimore for our next stop at the National Treasure to have a chat with the head football coach of the Morgan State Bears, Coach Damon Wilson. Good morning to you, Coach.
Good morning, Len. How you doing, brother?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I guess the best medicine to heal a heartbreaking loss would be to go home and have homecoming and celebrate a big 44-6 homecoming win over Virginia University of Lynchburg. And that's what you did this past Saturday, Coach. 538 yards of total offense, including 200 on the ground. I guess that did the trick. But is that enough to keep you inspired for the real season now, which begins on the 25th? Take us through homecoming first.
Well, it was great to get all alums and supporters on campus and give our guys an opportunity, like you said, to get that Georgetown loss, kind of out of our system a little bit.
Yeah.
Then the guys played well, executed, got a lot of guys an opportunity to play, which was good. A lot of young freshmen took some snaps that second half, and they executed a little bit. So that's going to help us for this home stretch with regards to this conference play. I know we got guys that's just played, got some snaps in the college game. So we're going to need all these pieces that we do have to have a chance to win this deal, run this conference deal.
Coach, now you get a week off, plus rehab, rest, and you get a extra week of film on Howard because they've got Tennessee State on the road this week. Then you got to get your short ride over to the nation's capital when you start your MEAC crown with a beltway battle against your big rival, the Bison. You got to play the best ball of the season on the 25th to open up MEAC play and make a big statement, Coach, to set the tone for the Bears. Now you went 3-4 in non-conference. Your non-conference season could have very easily been maybe 5-2 or 4-3 at the worst. Let's talk about that moving forward.
I mean, you're right. You lose 2 games by the last play of the game in the non-conference season, and then you play a South Alabama team where you had an opportunity to win that ball game. But all of those experiences hopefully prepared us for conference play. There are lessons to be learned in each one of those games, and we got reference points. That's one thing we talk about a lot. Is having a reference point, and we have a reference point. We know what it feels like not to finish. So that's the taste that you don't want in your mouth moving down the line. Like you said, we got to go to Howard. We've got to play those guys for their homecoming. A really good football team. They got a Tennessee State this week. So yes, it gives us a week to kind of rehab a little bit. Hopefully get some guys back. We've had guys banged up a couple weeks here. Hopefully get those guys back and be ready to rock and roll for next week.
Okay, Coach, that's it for me. Chris Stevens is up now from HBCU Sports. Chris.
Thanks, Lynn. Good morning, Coach. How are you?
I'm good, Chris. How about yourself?
Pretty good. I'll ask you a similar question that I asked Coach Jackson earlier. Just how big was it to, number one, get a homecoming win, and number two, be able to have that out of the way now that your guys have been able to, enjoy the spoils of homecoming, and then now be able to prepare for a schedule where everybody now has a clean slate?
I mean, it's good. It gives us an opportunity, like you say, to kind of exhale a little bit. But shucks, our reward is to play Howard for their homecoming. So that's going to be another challenging venue. And when you talk about HBCUs and homecoming experiences, that's one of the ones at the top. So we got to refocus and get ourselves together to be ready to rock and roll to go to Georgia Avenue in 2 weeks.
All right, Coach. Thanks for your time as always. Enjoy your bye.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Chris. James Hill, it's on you.
Coach, I hope you and everyone in Baltimore are well. How are you, sir?
Everyone's well, James. How about yourself?
I'm blessed. Your running back room really had a great day versus VUL. 5 different gentlemen were able to score touchdowns. Talk about your running back room and your offense overall as you get ready to move into the MEAC, if you will, and go across the Beltway over to Howard.
Well, I mean, as you mentioned, we have Jason Collins. Our guy coming into the season hasn't played for, I want to say, 3 weeks now. So we've had an opportunity to get some other guys some chances, even with the quarterback room. We had Kobe down this week, so we had Ray, get his first collegiate start this past week. So we've been going through a couple guys that we feel good about. Once again, just want to get everybody healthy for conference play. That'll definitely help us, as we know it's going to be each week is no easy week. So each week is going to be tough and present different challenges. But it's, once again, we got reference points. These guys have played now. Deshaun Dennis got a few carries. So Dorian Harris got a few carries. So, we got some guys that got carries Saturday that didn't have carries before this past weekend. And they showed they can run the football, still has some things to do in the pass protection game with those guys. But all in all, they got some experience and shown they have a role on this team.
Thank you, Coach, and good luck going forward.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, James. Thank you. Coach, the final question for you today comes from Dwayne Nash.
Good morning, Coach. How are you doing?
Doing good. Dwayne, how about yourself?
I'm doing all right, man. After this point of the season, how do you assess the play of your team as you're getting ready for conference play in a couple of weeks?
We've been inconsistent. We've done a great job defensively, stopping the run for the most part, giving up some passing yards, but we've done a decent job stopping the run. Special teams been pretty solid throughout. We've had some days we could definitely play better, and offensively, I think just being consistent, starting with the quarterback play. You know, like I said, we've played with 3 guys this year, and due to injury more than anything. But you know, just being more consistent. Our young receiving group is getting better. Freshman Justin Perry has had 2 good weeks back to back. He's continued to grow and develop. So it's good to see some of these young guys have success because we're going to need those guys in conference play.
All right, Coach. Hopefully, I get a chance to see you over George Avenue in a couple of weeks.
Yes, sir. We'll be there.
All right.
Thanks, Dwayne. Thanks to all of you. Coach, thank you so much for stopping by this morning. Enjoy your week off, and we'll see you next week, okay?
Sir, thanks, Lynn.
Hey, y'all, Morgan State is off this week, but returns to action on the 25th at Howard for a big one over there. It's going to be Howard and Morgan State at 3:30. Green Stadium on the campus of Howard University. It's going to be homecoming there. It's going to be on ESPN+. Well, that does it for us as we finish up the first half of the season. That's the non-conference part. But next week when we return, it'll be all MEAC, baby. The race for the MEAC crown and the Celebration Bowl officially begins. So now this concludes our MEAC Football Weekly Conference video portion presented by Wells Fargo. Before we end the conference, I want to say thanks to all that assisted and participated in the conference today. We'd also like to thank our corporate partners for their continued support of the conference and its elite 8-member institutions. And as a reminder, the next conference is going to be next Monday at 10 a.m. For more information on MEAC football and other sponsored sports, visit MEACsports.com. Follow the MEAC on social media and at MEAC Sports on Facebook, X, Instagram, TikTok, and Threads. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks to you media reps. We can't do it without you. We'll see you next Monday. Take care, guys.
All right, take care.
Thanks, everybody.